Hey guys, hello and welcome to the channel Programming with Casey. So guys, in this video we are going to learn about the new concept, that is the use of the static variable. Okay, so you know that there are some keywords, reserved keywords in Java that is used for some special purpose like static, like super, like this. So these are some keywords which are regularly used in Java. So maybe you are aware of where we use this keyword and super keyword, but most of us are not aware of the static keyword. Why? Because that is not like basically that doesn't get used in Java more actually, right? So we will understand this topic with the help of example. So we are going to create a class. So we have a class called as a static variable example over here. Okay, so I am declaring over here like I'm declaring over here some data members. So let's say of type integer is id and string. So string, I will give the string over here as name. Okay, see now you can see basically one is id, second is the name, and let's create one more, that is company, let's say over here, and this is of type string. Okay, so we have the three data members over here of type integer and string, you can see. So let's create the constructor over here. So okay, so static variable, just a second guys. Okay, static variable example. Okay, so this is the constructor over here, and inside this I am trying to add some parameters, that is integer id. Let's take a different name. So without using the this keyword we will try this time. So what we will do, we will do some changes over here. So I'm taking the capital over here in string name. Okay, and string company. All right, company. Okay, okay. So now guys, try to understand this over here. I had created this constructor with the ID, name and company. Why I had taken this different variable over here, as you can see that over here it is starting from the small case and over here it is starting from the uppercase. Okay, so basically I want to show you that how you can use this without this keyword. So this keyword is basically used to represent the like the variable of the current class. Okay, so that's why this keyword is used, but over here we are not using that, so we can simply write without this keyword over here. So what I will do, I will assign this id is equals to id over here, like this. Same name is equals to name over here. Same company is equals to company over here. Okay, so without using this you can write like this over here. This id will represent the parameters present inside the constructor. Okay, and this id will actually represent the data members which is locally declared over here. So okay, all right, so this is the constructor, and we will create one more, that is method over here. So constructor is a special type of function, you can also say that. So now we are creating the display method over here. In this display method basically we will display some message. So it doesn't have any return type, so just do the sys out over here and try to print the data members. Okay, so just do that. So one is the id, then name, then company. Okay, all right. Okay, so we had created method also, we had created this constructor also. Now inside, now see, this is the class static variable example, right? So this is the static variable example. Now I will create a class, main class. So I will write inside here. So just close this class over here and write the class. Okay, this should be the same name as a class name, so I will cancel this and Okay, so just cancel this. Let it be. It will be done by the intelligence only. So class test. Okay, now it has been closed over here. Alright, now it is giving the error, that is the type test is already. So I will give the type test one and check. So testing. Okay, so now it is perfect. Class static variable example, class testing. Now we will delete this line with the help of control D. Now we will create the basically object of the static variable example. So I will write static variable example s is equals to new static variable example. Okay, okay, so it is saying me to pass some parameters over here, so we will give some parameters. Okay, so this is the name which we are providing over here, and this is the company name. Let's say IG is the company name. Okay, so these are the arguments which we had passed inside this parenthesis. Okay, so now let's create a one more object. So just copying this line, create with s2, change this number. So are you saying that we have to constantly pass the argument every time when we create the new object? So you will understand now the beauty of the static keyword over here. So first let me complete this. So this is the KC1, this is IG1. Okay, just as an example. Okay, so I had passed the argument, but I also want to display that also, right? So what I will do that with the help of object, I will call the method. So void display one more s1 dot display. Oh, okay, it says to over here. That's my bad. Display. Okay. Now let's run this class and check what is happening. The selection did not contain any resources that run on a server. Okay. So guys, now you can see the output. So I was facing some problem related to console. So now it is clear. So now you can see the output that it is the one KCN IG for the first one, first object S, and for the second object S2, it is giving the two KC and IG1. So it was the basic simple program, but you should know that this was all without the static variable. But now in this case, as I said that you will know the use of the static variable. So basically you can see that I have to pass the argument for every object all the times. Yes, right. So for the id you can see that I had passed one in the second in object in the two, and so on in 3 4 5 if I am declaring or creating the multiple objects. Okay, so what if I want a static value? What do I mean from that? I mean to say that let's say I want the company IG for every ID for every name, right? So I do not have to assign all the time this ID, or I do not have to pass the all the time this argument over here. So what I'll do is I'll just remove this IG, and these are just, you can see that there are only two uh, arguments over here I had passed. So it will give me the compile time error. Why? Because it is saying that add argument or change the constructor static variable example int to and remove the one parameter over here. Okay, so we understood, and we will remove this one parameter, or else it will continuing throwing the compile time error, right? So we had removed this. We will just comment this. Okay, so now this will not give any error to me. So let's just save and check the output for this. But remember that you had not yet used the static variable over here. So you can see that the third position is placed as null over here, because in this method I am saying that print the company for me, but I had not passed any arguments, or I had not passed any parameters for that specific attribute. So what you can do is you can declare this variable over here as a static variable. So static string company. Okay, so you can see now that this is the static string company, and just assign whatever you want. So let's say I'm assigning this as IG. So now this is the independent from the object. This the variable company of type string is independent from the object. So we will just write over here independent from the object. Okay, so this is just the member of the class. This is the member of the class. Okay, so now if you pass the argument, or if you don't pass the argument, but if it is asking inside this method that to print the company and it is the class member over here, so this static will always print the value for every attribute. So let us just see the output what we are getting. So you got this IG, right? So when you create the multiple object and you don't want to write the same values again and again, so you can declare the specific member, the specific data member as a static, which will be the independent from the object but always be a variable or always be a class variable. So you can declare that as a static. So that is the main use of static variable. So remember that static keyword you can basically use with data members also, or you can use the static keyword in the methods also, right? So there are multiple use of the static keyword. So there are some drawbacks also, so we will discuss in the later on videos with the more examples. But remember this, that static keyword can be used with the data members of the class also, with the methods of the class also, right? So guys, we'll see you in the next video. So till that time, if you like this video, then please make sure to like and subscribe our channel to get this amazing videos related to your concepts, so which will clear your concepts and you will learn more and more. So don't forget to subscribe, guys. So we'll see you in the next video. So guys, till that time, take care, thank you, and bye bye.